Hello Commanders, Commander Fu bringing you another edition of Battle Warship Naval Empire Training Academy. Today I would like to discuss a little bit about the recently released DIY Battleship or Warship Mastery program that they've introduced. So one of the things that I have found so far, and I do want to make the open with the premise that we're still figuring it out in my group. I still don't understand it completely, but we're working on it. And as I figure out more, I'll bring more videos and open up a little more discussion about it so that we can all learn from what's going on. So I'm starting today in the purchase area because one of the things that I have seen so far is this requires a lot of purchase. Sadly enough, this is one of the drivers to this. You have to spend money to be able to get stronger with these, and unfortunately it's not going to be very beneficial to the freer players unless you can figure out a way to get these components. Now, when you get the components, when you get the package, it's a $20 pack for this one, for the 4-star. God only knows what the 5-star ones are going to be and up. But you get a lot of these components. You have a chance to get these components. These will make more sense when we get into the mastery area. So let's back out of this, and we're going to back out of the purchase area. Now I've already purchased some, and I had gone in part of my experimentation to figure this out, and I did a creation for one of the things that I've done. I used the 4-star materials, and see if I can find it. As you go through, it'll give you the different items that are available to make, and it'll tell you whether you've locked it or whether it's locked or whether you've unlocked it. At this point I have row attack reload, and if you go into what it says, when the battle starts, there's a chance to increase the self-attack times per round by +1, and 80% of the time this is going to trigger. And this will also trigger for 2 rounds. So essentially what this is doing is, if you're in that 80 percentile for the first 2 rounds, you're going to get double attack with your battleships, and this will be for the entire row. So you need to kind of figure out and learn what it's saying. So row attack means the entire row that this ship is on will get this feature. And then the reload is what the feature is. Now, if you look, it also gives you the 3 attack, and it shows you which row. So really, to use this, it has to be used on the front row. This is not really going to cover your back row. So you have to understand what and where this is working. Okay, so this, I think I have one other. I'm just trying to find it. Here we go. So single defense, heat-seeking guidance. So this one, you put it in, and when the warship attacks, the target's dodge may be reduced by 60%, and the trigger rate on this is only 15%, and you get this for 2 rounds. So basically, not even quite 1 in 5 attacks, you're going to get this feature, and it's going to reduce your enemy's dodge by 60%. It may or may not be a good thing. I haven't really tried this out too much to figure out what it's going to do for me, but this is where you need to get used to reading these and reading what it's saying that it's going to do. Double defense, heat-seeking, I don't think that's going to give me much description on it. But you can get more of a description when you're in this area. And you see it, double defense phantom, okay? And then you can read what you're going to get from this. When the battle starts, there's a chance to increase self-dodge by 60% 100% of the time for 3 rounds. Now, this actually sounds like a really good deal. But you would have to use this on all of the ships in that row. In that one, it looks like double defense heat-seeking guidance, back row defense phantom. This would be one I would like to see be able to get, but you've got 4 attacks where you got phantom, and phantom is giving you your dodge, and it's got a high percentage. So you're increasing your dodge by 60%. Means it's very difficult for the opponent to hit you, and you get it 100% of the time for 3 rounds. And this sounds very, very promising. Okay, so it's a matter of figuring out what these things are and what you're going to get out of it and what it's going to do for you. Okay, this is the gallery again, and then the materials key tells you what you do have, what you've accumulated, and what materials. And let's see, I've got a fair amount of 3 or 2-star materials. Let's go in and see if we can. Let's see. So this, oh, that's a 5-star. I can't do that. All right. So as you start selecting the different boxes, you'll notice that this one seems to, if you click on it, the mastery built by this special module may have the following skills: reload and barrier. Now this is actually a pretty good idea. I mean, you want reload. Reload and barrier are 2 very critical things for your warships. So then we have row firepower, where you get it for the row, and then you have your back row firepower. Let's try this. And again, I'm just experimenting here. I don't know all of what this is. Endurance is an endurance shell suitable for this warship. The mastery can increase defense and health. So this is not. To me, this is trial and error at this point. We don't have like some definitive guideline as to what is going to work. The other combination here is double attack barrier. So this is a health shell, and it'll increase your attack and health. Well, that's not a bad idea, but I kind of want to go with this one. I want to see if I can get the double defense, either barrier or reload. This is the back row. Well, let's see what we get. So it's going to use materials to do it, and I've got all of these things, and it gives me let's see what it does. So I have successfully manufactured mastery of double defense reload. Okay, and it's a blue skill, which means it's not going to be, it looks like the coloration in the class follows the same class regimen as everything else in the game, where it's white, green, blue, purple, gold, red. So, it appears that we want to kind of work with these things. Let's do this. Let's try with this other thing. Double attack barrier, double attack reload, back row attack barrier. And let's see what we get. And I got back row attack reload. That's definitely nice. I'll definitely be happy with that. So a lot of this is just trial and error at this point, trying to figure out what you're getting. Obviously, when you go to the different warships, your mastery skills are going to change and what you're going to get. So it's one of those things, you have to do it for each type of ship that you're going to be using. Then you have to figure out which warships you're going to use, because it really comes into play when you're combining the warship skills, the mastery skills, with your research lab skills, because We'll go into the research lab real quick. So if your warship skills, if you don't have the skill for that carrier started, or for that warship type, like for the destroyers, say my warship destroyers skills here were all at 0, putting a mastery skill is not going to help it. It needs these, and also the warfare tab, it needs these as well, elevated to make these more effective. Then when you're also talking about your T4s, and I haven't gotten here yet because we haven't gotten enough materials, but your materials to upgrade the T4 battleships, you need to get those so that you can have what you need to be able to make a stronger warship. So this is what I have so far. Again, we're still learning, and if anybody has any information to share with me, please contact me. I'd like to be able to share more information with the people that are listening. If you like the content, I ask that you please subscribe. Finally passed 300. There's more detailed information I'd like to share, but as I've said in previous videos, if I get to 500 subscribers, then we're going to start opening up more detailed descriptions of how some of this stuff works together. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you learned something. I hope this helps everybody, and happy battling.